Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a new meta deck that pro players are using to outplay every opponent. The best players in the world like Mugi and the top 5 players are preferring this minor Magic Archer Wallbreaker deck over the old version. They threw the Valkyrie in the trash and adopted the Giant Skeleton. Whenever you're defending with Giant Skeleton and you counterpush with Wallbreakers or Magic Archer, it just gives you way more opportunity to make your opponent furious. Before they can finish off the Magic Archer or the Wallbreakers, they have to attack the Giant Skeleton. And when they do, a big bomb blows up in their face, sending their units backwards or just deleting them. This deck could already catch everyone off guard with a quick card cycle of Miner plus Wallbreakers to find your opponent in a terrible card cycle. Because if they don't have the right counters, they're going to take devastating damage from the Wallbreakers connecting. And you guys already know about the power of geometry with the Magic Archer Tornado. If you line your opponent's units up perfectly, you can essentially do infinite damage. So let's go jump straight to some games with the new best Miner Wallbreakers deck in Clash Royale and Assert Dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. A whole lot of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. It's Skeleton, and this guy's gonna have Spear Goblins, so we're gonna have to wait and see what this guy's deck is. Definitely want to go in for a Giant Skeleton push here. Ooh, wait, this is really good for us because we can go Magic Archer and force him to drop the ability a little bit earlier than he wants, so then he can't kill the Giant Skeleton. And then the Giant Skeleton's gonna go closer to his tower. He already lost. That's so tilting for opponents because they want to kill the Giant Skeleton, but they're like, but I need to save my Mighty Miner. I don't want to take the damage from the Magic Archer. And then they lose everything. This is a very dirty and disgusting deck where you can play tricks on your opponent like that, and it's incredibly satisfying for you while sadistic at the same time. You almost have to try to lose the log bait when you're playing this deck with the double small spells of Log and Tornado and a quick cycle. They should never be able to get a Goblin Barrel through. We got a game against Mr. Mystery, so I'm going to go for Spear Goblins at the start and we'll see what's cooking. Definitely want to be able to shut down this Dark Prince easily with the Giant Skeleton. And it's hilarious how many people take damage from Spear Goblins. Like, we still got 1 Spear Goblin to hit the tower despite him dropping 4 elixir at the river. I don't think that should ever happen. Okay, so when you Magic Archer, you always want to drop it on the inside so then it doesn't get targeted by the tower. It's going to have long enough range to be able to finish it off. Okay, all right, I see how it is. Mr. Electro Giant, even though it got the thickest nerf in Clash Royale's history, this guy is still playing it. Good thing about our deck is we've got to have a fast cycle with Tornado and Inferno Tower, so the Inferno Tower is going to stay alive forever. And if he does go for mirrored up E-Giant, we can cycle back to another Inferno Tower and double elixir quite easily. But yeah, he's going to go in for that exactly. I might have to Miner on defense and just use this the best of our ability to try to defend with Giant Skeleton, Tornado, and Miner. Miner doesn't die, so that's why we're dropping that there. It just is a lot higher health than Spear Goblins that are 100% going to die to the Tornado. We're a Giant Skeleton here as well, and I think we're okay, to be honest. This is really interesting, but it's working. So we're a Tornado, we're in a Spear Goblins, and he doesn't get much damage. Giant Skeleton is such a good card. It's crazy. And then when it dies and he clicks the Archer Queen ability, he's just going to waste it, right? Let's go, baby! We shut down Mirror E-Giant despite having one of the worst card cycles at the start in single elixir when we didn't have a building. That shows you how safe this deck can actually be. All right, so I want a Miner, but he'll cannon on top of the Wallbreakers, and then he could go and pull the Miner directly to the King Tower. So I thought through what he would do. Just going to drop the Miner in the safe spot and not give him that availability of activating King Tower. I'm not really about that life. I can log and then cycle back to a Giant Skeleton. I think that's going to be our best bet. I damage down the tower a little bit, and then I'll still have my Inferno Tower and cycle for the Electro Giant. Electro Giant is one of those decks that people love to hate, and me too. Like, I mean, this was one of the decks that was dominating the game for felt like months without a nerf from Clash Royale. So if I Magic Archer here, there's a high likelihood that he Tornadoes on this, which is fine. Yo, he's just going to let it happen. Why did I Spear Goblins when he's going to Tornado? What am I doing? Why am I griefing? Why is he not Tornadoing? What is happening here? I'm going to Miner in the safe spot again and then log on top of everything because we're able to hit the Skeletons and also the Archer Queen. Sometimes it's hilarious when your opponent decides to go for the Archer Queen ability and then you Tornado it back at the last second and you just waste everything, or you log it back at the right moment. Such an easy Magic Archer prediction, so let's see if he does it. I mean, Electro Giant players are known to just mess up like crazy people. It's funny. Wait, I can mess him up again. I can Tornado it back, so then it's back in alignment. You thought you could escape me? Never. Okay, it was only in alignment for 1 hit, so it wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. It is what it is. I can log this back. I think he's probably going to Lightning if he wants to. No, he's just going to let it die and then Earthquake. Okay, this is dope. I think that the Inferno Tower, and combined with the Magic Archer, even though it's literally at like 0 HP, he has to Earthquake it again. That's hilarious to watch your opponent just whip out 4 elixir to kill an Inferno Tower at literally 1 HP. I'm going to go in for Wallbreakers here, and you're shenanigans are never going to lock onto my tower, whereas the giant skeleton's forcing out a building that you didn't want to drop. That cannon is hilarious. Oh, I can giant skeleton here, and then I can use magic archer. I hope that the dark prince doesn't die. I don't want your dark prince to die. I don't want your dark prince to die. Keep it alive a little bit longer for my love. My magic archer value. The magic archer somehow was able to hit the tower even though everything died from our opponent. That's ridiculous. But tornado back the archer queen to make sure that it dies, and then we can log it as well. You know what? He still hasn't used tornado even once on us, so I'm psyched for this. I think we can go for wall breakers and spear goblins, and he's just ignoring the wall breakers. What goes through E-Giant players' brains? The world may never know, but that was a very fun game. I think maybe he just gave up there, to be honest. Or maybe he thought the Electro Giants were going to body block the wall breakers, but I got news for you, brother. They're not that thick. Hey, so jumping into this one, we're going to go for wall breakers. We have an amazing starting hand. I love going for wall breakers in the back, seeing what my opponent's aiming to defend with, and then messing it up. So watch as the Electro Spirit jumps onto the miner, and then he has to spend more elixir on top of the wall breaker. That's hilarious, because he just dedicated 4 elixir extra, and something that I can use with Magic Archer to get, I guess, 1,000,000 damage here. I'm going to go in for Tornado, so then we mess up his King Tower activation, so he doesn't even get that, and we can go for Spear Goblins to shut down the rest of his spam. So the only thing I dislike about this is I think that that's locking onto my tower. I don't think I played that perfectly. I got the Spear Goblins down a split second later, but it is what it is. 2 Spear Goblins rushing through in the left-hand side, and we have seen that our opponent's going to go in for probably a Royale Giant deck. Whenever we see Hunter and Fisherman and Dark Prince, yeah, there it is. I can get the Inferno Tower down last second. I'm not going to get screwed over by the RG locking onto my tower, and he has Electro Spirit, but he doesn't have enough elixir for lightning, so he's just not going to be able to get the Electro Spear on top of my Inferno Tower in time. So that worked out wonderfully. He was totally not anticipating Inferno Tower. He's like probably Bomb Tower, and then he got surprised and gave us a wow. That's great. Little bit of a misplay at the start, letting our opponent get 500 damage, but we're still up a lot. We're currently up 1,000. So I can Giant Skeleton in the back, or I can go in for Magic Archer at the river. I think the Magic Archer at the river is super predictable, so I'm going to go for Giant Skeleton here. It would have been really funny if he went for a Fisherman to predict the Giant Skeleton, or Fisherman to predict the Magic Archer, and then we Giant Skeleton, and then we got the Giant Skeleton pulled. That would have been really fun. Sometimes opponents will be forced to do that because the Fisherman will be the only card in their card cycle. So I'm in a miner here, and I've got wall breakers with the Giant Skeleton, so I don't think he's able to defend this very easily. Maybe he's going to go and pull the Giant Skeleton to the tower. Maybe the Hunter is able to shut everything down, but Hunter is an incredibly inconsistent card at times, and he just lost his entire tower. So it's awesome that his Hunter was able to do just enough damage to give him the perception that he's going to be able to defend, and then he just gives up afterward, not wanting to play. This is how frustrating Giant Skeleton can be to play. If you let it lock onto the tower, it's game-ending damage. Outplaying opponents with Magic Archer Miner just got a lot easier because of the big Giant Skeleton. All right, we got a game against Mr. Matt. So you guys already know the deal. Spear Goblins at the start feels fantastic because it always gives me positive elixir trades, or baits out a spell that they're not supposed to drop, and gives me a positive elixir trade because I get damage on the tower. I'll take that. So whenever we see Barbarial, I'm expecting him to have Tornado, so I'm dropping my miner in the safe spot every single time. You know what I can do is I can Magic Archer to go and snipe his building, but if I Magic Archer and a point that he can Tornado it directly to the King Tower, then it's a problem. So I'm going to Magic Archer off to the side, and that will still be able to snipe the Tombstone. That's good. We'll take that trade. With the Tombstone Skeletons out of sight, out of mind, we can go in for wall breakers on the left-hand side and just make this a process way more annoying for our opponent. Because if you're going for a Golem all-in push, the wall breakers will both connect to your tower, and then you have to break through an Inferno Tower in single elixir, which is one of the most difficult things to do in Clash Royale. I don't know how people will be able to do that. Like, I've got Tornado, I've got a lot of different things at my disposal. I think I can't go and activate King Tower here reliably as much as I would want to because I need to kill those bats, and I want my Giant Skeleton to be at higher health. You guys might be like, Jake, why didn't you activate King Tower there? Well, I mean, I just really care about my Giant Skeleton. He's a healthy boy right now, and he's going to provide some immense counter push. A lot of times, my opponent will go for a Barbarial on that, and then you just unload with the Spear Goblin's Miner, and you're like, hey, how does that make you feel? Oh, he did Barbarial. That's exactly what we were expecting. Wait, why are the wall breakers not going towards the tower? Hey, we're stuck behind the Giant Skeleton in LA traffic. That is not somewhere where we are, man. We're in a Clash Royale arena. Don't go into real life right now. All right, if we go for a log on, like, any Lumberjack or Mini Pack, it doesn't make that much sense. We can activate King Tower depending on what he drops on top of the Magic Archer. Skeleton King and Tornado, so he's going to activate King Tower. Yeah. I mean, when we get higher and higher in trophies, people are going to start playing better and better, so it makes sense. He did drop 7 elixir for that, so it wasn't necessarily, like, the most cost-effective trade, and he did it later in the game when I've already done 2,000 damage to his tower. I feel pretty good about our situation, but, you know, playing against Golem players, they can break through in one push if you're not really just completely focused at all points. I'm going to go in for Spear Goblins off to the side again. I think I can log on this. I should be Tornadoing, but it's okay. As long as we kill the Night Witch, she can't go in for a Golem, right? There's no supporting cards that are that scary. I'm going to Wall Breakers on the other side. I guarantee you he just lets both of these connect. There's no way that he even tries to defend those. He's not that type of person. He is not that guy. And in that type of situation, you just go on the other side now. You're like, okay, you're spamming a lot of stuff here. Even though I have more damage in left-hand lane, it's not convenient for me to keep going into you because you're going to be able to defend and then throw out a Golem at me and use your defensive cards to just wreck my tower. So I'm always going to opposite side of my opponent if I can help it. And look at that. We can Giant Skeleton to body block so the Baby Dragon's not able to finish it off. I think he wants the Lightning right now, but he can't. He has to go in for a Tornado to finish off the Magic Archer, which is an incredibly good play. But, as you guys are noticing, I'm just spamming at every single angle, every single situation. There's a new card spammed at the river that our opponent has to worry about. The Giant Skeleton is still alive, and the Golem has no friends. He went for a play date. His mom dropped him off at his friend's house, and he has no friends or companions. He's just left alone in a desolate world. I don't think he's back to Tornado, so I'm going to Magic Archer, and then I can Tornado this back, and then I can go for a Miner as well. And I think I just completely outplayed him with that Magic Archer and won the game. So that was good. GG, well played, and peace out. You identify when your opponent has a bad card cycle, and you punish them, especially when they've got Golem. There's no way that they can keep up with your quick card cycle. After that juicy win, we're 9,000 in the world. All right, we got another one here. So first things first, we're just going to go for Wall Breakers in the back and split them up so we can divide our opponent's attention and conquer them. Probably the best play to do if you don't have Spear Goblins. Spear Goblins are better. Miner is really, really good with Wall Breakers, so if you have it in your starting hand, sometimes you can go in for Wall Breakers, and then, like, if I went for a Miner when he Tornadoed, we could have tanked for one of the Wall Breakers and messed up his timing, so then both Wall Breakers connect, or one of them would connect if I Minered in the safe spot in the left-hand side. That would have been pretty nice. So just, you know, go in for either Miner or Wall Breaker split in the back, and then you'll always have a good trade. I could log on this. I don't think the Valkyrie is going to stay in the bomb, but one can hope. I'm going to go in for a Magic Archer to finish off the Valkyrie, so no hits on my tower. And this guy is playing pretty well at the start. I mean, he's been able to defend all the damage from the Wall Breakers. Great Tornado in the middle. But here's the thing. If I have a Magic Archer still alive and I go for Wall Breakers and you log this, the Wall Breakers stay alive, so you have to drop more than just a log. Let's go! Magic Archer's going to lock onto the tower because of that, and he goes in for a Zap. That's what I'm talking about. When you annoy your opponent with a Miner, when they think that they're going to be able to counter everything, it just messes up their entire plans, and then you get damage because it's really hard to adapt in split-second situations. So that's why the Miner is strong in this deck, because you're able to fit it in cheeky situations where the Goblin Drill wouldn't be able to make it in time. So Goblin Drill is a better card, almost always, with a damage perspective, but for adaptability and versatility and quickness, Miner has got to beat. So maybe we can go in for a Magic Archer here and then lock onto the Executioner. I think, yeah, it was pretty predictable, so I decided not to do it. We're going to Inferno Tower just to cycle something. I think Magic Archer in the back wouldn't have been that bad, but having the Inferno Tower here is very annoying for our opponent because now he's going to lose the Executioner, and I'm still at a pretty big Elixir advantage. So I can Miner here. Wait, why are you ballooning? Dude, no way. This is going so well for us. I can just Spear Goblins and Tornado this back, and then the balloon dies. He doesn't get any damage. Even if you zap like that, that's a huge overcommitment. Let's freaking go, baby. That makes me happy. And I think he already used Tornado, so I can Miner in the back with a Giant Skeleton and play even more aggressive. I don't know if he's back to Cannon. I don't think he is. So if he Valkyries and he's able to hit the Wall Breakers, then he's insane. But I don't think so. Let's go. That's definitely connecting unless you have enough Elixir for zap. Oh, wait. What? You got back to a Cannon? You have no Elixir now, though. You're screwed. That Magic Archer's going to lock on a tower. Let's freaking go. So he has to go in for an Executioner, which is something that he doesn't want to do. I'm going to Tornado everything back, so then the Magic Archer is able to give us more hits, and we are able to finish off the Valkyrie. I'm expecting him to go on the right-hand side and not support the Executioner, so I went for Spear Goblins. He didn't do it. Sometimes, you know, you make predictions and they don't work out. It is what it is. I'm going to Wall Breakers here on the right-hand side just to force out more Elixir. Maybe we can go in for some dual lane shenanigans. If we get the Cannon out of cycle, that's a positive Elixir trade as well. So now we can go for a Magic Archer, and he has to go Executioner or preemptively Miner, which, I mean, is also a very, very, very good play. Oh, I thought I hit the Miner with the Tornado. No! It was good until it wasn't. All right, so the Executioner is going to get cycled in the back. I can go for Spear Goblins to the right-hand side. I can get value from that. Here's the thing. He's going to try to cycle multiple balloons on me, so I think I want to Inferno Tower early on. I'm going to Miner here so then he can't get the Executioner to lock onto my tower with some crazy Tornado shenanigans. And then he's going to zap early on so I can get back to another set of Spear Goblins. So the Executioner, as long as that doesn't lock onto me, we're chilling. Even if you try to do that, like, I can Tornado if it gets scary, but it didn't even come close to it, so I'm chilling. Wall Breakers are going to kill the Cannon. He's going to Valkyrie or a Miner here. So the Valkyries, I was ready with my Tornado. I think the Wall Breaker connects to the tower, or did the Valkyrie hit it? I'm so confused. Did I Tornado the Valkyrie into killing my Wall Breaker? There's no way that that happened. I refuse to believe that I did that to myself. All right, I'm going to miner in the safe spot. I think that when he has Tornado in cycle, it's just better for me to do that there. Even though he is likely not going to get too much from activating King Tower there, it's still important. When a Magic Archer on top of the Valkyrie, we know he's going to go in for a minor prediction or Tornado. Ooh, can I just Tornado that into alignment so then the Magic Archer gives us more value? Because it's not getting hit by the tower. Yo! He had to drop an Executioner into the bomb of the Giant Skeleton there. All right, this is where we just unload all of our elixir and use our Tornado on defense because we know that the Tornado is going to be able to stop his miner and stop the Executioner and guarantee us to win. You just keep spamming like a savage and then try to debate them to zap. Okay, I just went for the Tornado in case he wanted to zap so I didn't lose the game. We're able to Magic Archer. He has to predict that, but then he has no elixir for the miner. And as you can see in triple and double elixir, this deck is disgustingly strong. You just whip out miners every 2 or 3 seconds and your opponent's just like, bro, this needs a nerf. And to be honest, this is one of the most stress-inducing decks to play against because there's wall breakers, Magic Archers, and miners, and you just don't have enough attention or elixir to deal with it all at once. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.